Today, we're going to dive into a pretty cool idea, a high school course all about project management systems. We'll break down what a course like this would actually cover, and maybe more importantly, why learning how to manage a project could be one of the most valuable skills you can pick up before you even get to college. All right, let's be real for a second. Think back to the last group project you had. You know the one, the frantic late night texts, the mess of email chains, and that one person who ends up doing like 90% of the work. It's a classic school nightmare, right? Just total chaos. But what if I told you there's a secret playbook to avoid all of that? Well, that's exactly what project management is. It's the framework, the set of rules that helps teams actually talk to each other, work together, and get things done without pulling their hair out. So let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about passing a history assignment. This is about learning a fundamental skill you're going to use for the rest of your life. So what in the world is project management really? At its heart, it's just the process of leading a team to hit a specific goal. But, and this is the key part, you have to do it within certain limits, like time and money. Whether you're trying to build a new app or just plan the school dance, the basic principles are exactly the same. Okay, so if that's the goal, how do you actually do it? Well, it all starts with understanding the basic roadmap that pretty much every single project follows. And this is it, the 5 stages of any project. First, you have the idea. That's initiation. Then you figure out all the details. That's planning. Next, you actually do the work, execution. While you're working, you keep an eye on everything to make sure it's on track. That's monitoring. And finally, you wrap it all up and deliver the final result, closing. It's a simple, logical, and seriously powerful flow. But here's the thing, how you move through that cycle can be totally different depending on the project. Think of these methodologies as different playbooks for different games. You wouldn't use the same strategy for a simple to-do list that you would for building a super complex piece of software, right? Let's just look at 2 of the big ones. On one hand, you have waterfall. That's like building a Lego set with the instructions. You do step 1, then step 2, then step 3. Very linear. On the other hand, you have agile. That's more like getting a big pile of Legos and a general idea of what you want to build. You build a little, you test it, you adapt, and you keep going in these short little cycles. The key is knowing which playbook to use and when. Now, knowing the theory is great, but modern project management runs on software. So a huge part of this is getting your hands dirty with the actual digital tools that the pros are using every single day. And the goal here isn't just to master one program. No. The goal is to build a whole digital toolkit. Different jobs need different tools, and knowing which one to call out is a skill all on its own. So let's do a quick run-through of some of the heavy hitters. First up, you've got the classic, Microsoft Project. This thing is an absolute powerhouse for massive, complex projects. It lets you map out every tiny detail and track your schedule with something called a Gantt chart, which is basically a visual timeline of who's doing what and when. Then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you have Trello. Trello is all about keeping things simple and visual. It's like a digital whiteboard with sticky notes that you move from to-do to doing to done. Super intuitive and great for seeing your workflow at a glance. Now, Asana is really built for teams. Its biggest strength is making it crystal clear who's responsible for what and how all those little individual tasks connect to form the bigger picture. It's all about collaboration. Then you've got tools like Monday.com, which are kind of like a set of digital building blocks. They're incredibly flexible, letting you design totally custom workflows for pretty much anything you can think of. Plus, their automation features can save you a ton of time. If you basically live in spreadsheets, Smartsheet is going to feel like home. It takes that familiar grid layout you know and love, and then adds all these powerful project management features on top of it. It's perfect for projects that are really driven by data. And for the teams that need to keep a super close eye on performance, there's Wrike. Its standout feature is its powerful analytics. It lets you build these custom dashboards and reports to track your progress and spot problems before they get out of hand. And finally, we have ClickUp. Their mission is simple, to be the one app that replaces everything else. They bring your tasks, documents, goals, and team chat all into one place. The idea is to stop you from having to jump between a dozen different apps all day. Okay, so you've got the concepts, you've gotten your hands on the tools. The next step is to bring it all together and learn how to actually think like a project manager. And this is where things get really professional. Students learn how to set SMART goals. That's a fancy acronym that just means your goals are specific and measurable. They learn how to use a work breakdown structure, which is just a way of taking a huge, scary project and chopping it up into small, manageable tasks. And they even learn about risk management, how to see problems coming before they actually hit.
And it all leads up to this, the final capstone project. In just 4 days, teams have to plan a project, actually build it, using the software they've learned, and then deliver a final presentation. It's like a mini simulation of a real-world project, from the first idea to the final handshake.
So, after all that, what does a student actually walk away with? What's the real payoff? Well, it's pretty huge. They don't just walk away with book smarts. They get actual hands-on experience with the same tools that top companies are using right now. They learn how to communicate, how to collaborate. Basically, they get a massive head start for college applications, for internships, and for whatever career they choose. And that really brings us to the biggest idea of all. A course like this isn't just teaching you how to manage a project, it's teaching you a repeatable process for making things happen. It gives you the skills to take any idea, any dream, and build a concrete, step-by-step plan to turn it into a reality. Which really just leaves one last question. If you had the skills to make any idea happen, what would you build? What great idea would you bring to life?